right, since we have everybody's attention, Souls Talk is going to have another educational piece called the Kayfabe theory. Your favorite creator could just be your favorite WWE star. So here we go.
Was Papa Shango really into voodoo? Was Kama truly a fighting machine? Was Godfather a pimp? Can I talk about wrestling without mentioning a Charles Wright gimmick? Hey ding dongs, GameSpot's resident wrestling mark, Matt Kayfabe and Elfring here, and we're breaking down wrestling terminology so you can learn a bit more about what makes wrestling great. This week we're talking about the term kayfabe. Where did it come from? What did it used to mean? And how do people use the term today? Before we give you the curtain call, do us a favor and click subscribe if you love videos about wrestling, movies, television, and anime. So kayfabe is a pretty versatile term. In essence, it means to keep the secrets of the wrestling world secret from outsiders. Now, we're talking about 99% of the people watching this right now, except for the few wrestlers, we get comments from them now and again. What kayfabe really revolves around is keeping the audience's suspension of disbelief intact. Let them think the fights are real. Let them think that the guy who lost the "You're Fired" match is actually fired. You're fired! Let them think that the manager with the Russian accent isn't an actress/model from Florida. The idea of kayfabe was first documented in the book Fall Guys, The Barnums of Bounce by Marcus Griffin back in 1937. While the book doesn't specifically use that term, it does document the concept, as Griffin learned the ins and outs of wrestling and gave readers an insight into the business. But where does the actual term come from? We're unsure, as there seems to be more lore around it more than anything else. Some say it's named after a mute wrestler named Kayfabian. Some say it's Pig Latin for be fake. There's even a theory that it derived from the Latin word cavio, which means to be on guard against. Kayfabe is all about making the people believe what's happening in the ring is genuine. Think about it like a movie. The actor playing James Bond isn't going to turn to the camera and say, "I'm not really a spy. I'm actually a classically trained actor who spent years as an insurance salesman and guns scare me." Quick note, I know nothing about Sean Connery's personal life, so don't take anything I just said there as truth. Kayfabe is all about making the viewer believe the unbelievable, suspending your disbelief, lulling you into a world where police officers, Canadian Mounties, models, and even porn stars gave up their careers to fight in the ring. It's about making the audience believe that losing a match could mean someone lost their job. You're fired! That a contract signing could actually happen without someone getting punched in the face. And the eventual punch in the face not only made contact, but it actually hurt. Some wrestlers were so dedicated to kayfabe and being in character outside of the ring, they wouldn't even break it, even if it meant they would get arrested. In Hulk Hogan's 2002 autobiography, he recounts the time when he was traveling with the Wild Samoans, who on television never spoke English. Police found an unregistered handgun in Hogan's car, and he begged the Samoans to come to his defense. They never did because they stayed in character the whole time, never breaking kayfabe.
Boogie means go ahead. Gentlemen, I'm sorry. We are out of time.
Hopefully you have a better understanding of what kayfabe is and what it encompasses in wrestling. If not, realize this. Comedian Larry the Cable Guy's name is Daniel, and he has never been a cable guy. Just like Goldust's real name is Dustin, and he was never I don't know what Goldust's gimmick is nowadays. That's it for this week, guys.
So there you have it, talking about kayfabe. It was a theory of the illusion that everyone agrees to believe. The number one thing first says what it is. The kayfabe is a wrestling practice of presenting stage scripted events as they are real and spontaneous. Number two says, where does it come from? It came from an old circus insider term, likely linked to Pig Latin for fake or to be fake. It became code language in the early 20th century of wrestling culture. Number three said how it works. So the work is equals scripted and planned, shoot equals real and unscripted, and then it goes down to work, shoot. When wrestling blurs the two, wrestlers stay in character, feuds presented like real conflict, and breaking character becomes a major moment. Number four says beyond wrestling, you may now use a metaphor for situations where everyone knows something is partially manufactured but still participate as it is real. Politics, celebrity beefs, internet drama, and social performance. People know it's a work, but we react like it's a shoot. So wanted to talk about kayfabe tonight because sometimes we are in the illusion that everyone agrees to believe. When you look at this and you break it down, you could take some valid comparisons out of it. I know a lot of times people look at certain things or look at certain words, but we all can fall guilty of kayfabe because we can always be putting on an illusion, right? No one knows who you really are. No one knows what you really stand for, But once the lights and cameras come on, that's all people will see of you. We see this a lot in content creation. This was a very big thing covered by people when they talked about people like what her name was, Candace. What's the gay lady name? Black lady name, Candace.
Owens?
Yeah, what her name was?
Candace Owens.
Candace
Yeah,
Owens.
Candace Owens. That was a big one. A lot of people went back and compared her first TED talk she did when she first talked about, because a lot of people don't remember her past. Her past, she came from a lot of poverty. She dealt with a lot of bullying. She went to a very heavy white school. She was like one of the only black kids there. She had a lot of threats, death threats, things of that nature. And then if you notice later in life, when the cameras come on, she might not seem like the person that went through those things. And I thought this theory was a pretty cool theory, right? Because a lot of times we can stay in character and people can never know who your character really is. So I thought it was a great theory to talk about, the illusion that everyone agrees to believe. What are your guys' thoughts about this theory?
I used to believe wrestling. But it seems like everything is fraudulent nowadays.
But that's the deeper dive too. When you take the deeper dive of kayfabe, it talks about now in today's society, right? Once we get people to emotionally invest, they start to believe it regardless, right? Like we all watch TV shows. We know it's fake. You can watch Raising Kanan or you can watch Power, but every moment felt real. Like you knew, I don't know if y'all watch The Shy. A lot of the Shy actors actually go live on TikTok every week together. Every time somebody passed away off the show, they would come up and talk about it. And a lot of the actors actually talked about that. A lot of their fans would be like, man, I thought you passed away. I thought you were no longer here. And like, because people start to really associate the storytelling or how they really get involved in things, because it's easy when that illusion is put on. Like it's easy to be someone that people might think you are, or you get emotionally invested and people pull your emotional strings, and now you start to believe it. You start to really dive into it, and you never really get to know the person. So I thought it was a pretty cool theory when I heard of it. So I just wanted to share it with you guys.
Yeah, just like too, some actors like on the soap operas and whatnot, they said people come up to them talking about what they done did on screen, like why you cheat on her and you shouldn't have did, you know. So yeah, well, I mean,
like Tariq.
Yeah,
everybody hated Tariq.
Yeah, somehow we disassociate on screen with, well, not disassociate. Sometimes we associate what's going on screen with reality. We want it to be reality so much. And I think that's true why reality TV, it had became so popular as well too, is because we want it to be our reality. So even though it is scripted, I didn't find out till later on that WWE was scripted, or you know, it had a way, the way they did things was not, you know, everybody knew who was beating up everybody, who was going to win that night, pretty much. But I didn't find that out till later on in life. But yeah, it's just yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. When they was talking about Ghost and Tariq, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody used to hate Tariq.
Yeah.
And then we seen the other side of Tariq on the other end of Ghost when he had his own look, and everybody started to like Tariq again. Then they forgot about, Ghost gonna come back. Everybody had that hope that Ghost, he didn't really die, he was gonna come back. People still do content on that to this day about when Ghost is gonna make his return. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Ted said that was the night Kayfabe died. Texas said men don't be manning. Tez Down said, what's this got to do with content creators, though? Penny said, most celeb play a character every time they open their eyes because they make money off their name as a brand. Penny said, reality TV is just for Kim K and others. Penny said, they only turn it off for the inner circle. Ted said, I'm a huge wrestling fan, no cap, but I'm completely lost at the moment. Penny said, it's never real in today's life unless you can stick it under a microscope and verify.
Gotta verify.
Ted said, not lost on the wrestling, lost on the tie-in. Candace Owens. Ted said, but people change over time, especially with exposure to different opinions and opportunities. Penny said, BBL, makeup, filters, boob job, nose job, weave, lift, contacts, tanning spray, perm. Pick one. You just can't turn into anyone. You can't just turn it. Tana, baby. What's everything? That's everything nowadays.
Appreciate those who do understand.
Penny said, we got folks switching genders like they change draws. Or you can identify as a cat.